Well, hey, I am super excited. My name is Melanie Borbo, and I'm excited and honored actually get to interview this beautiful couple that is mission driven and absolutely making an impact. And their story really touched me, and that's why I wanted to interview them. And so here's what so Jim is this is Joell and Jim Kepka, and Jim is retired Air Force with as a civilian, and he holds a GS position as a civilian for the Air Force. Joelle formerly worked in the medical field, but came out of it to be a stay-at-home mom. Super cool. They also take care of rescued children and babies from child trafficking and organ harvesting in Uganda. And they do this out of their own pockets, which again, that was part of the reason why I was so excited to talk to them. They are not backed by any organization or church. So after a few failed attempts at low ticket, they came into this business to use this vehicle as to propel the funds forth to build a rescue home, provide for these children's education, and uh, to come up with a trade for young widows. Hey, I never heard that part. They just hit their 6 month in high ticket, and the land is all paid off. This is very, very amazing. It has been cleared, and they began building, and they're starting on the well and buying another acre of land. So right now, the orphans are spread out in different villages with older widows, and until they can get the physical building up and running. So I am super excited to hear all about you guys. Can you start a little bit by just telling them a little bit more who you are and how you got to doing what you're doing with these children?
Yeah.
All right. Well, Jim and Joel Kepka from Newport News, Virginia. As you that was a great entry that you that you gave us there. So it pretty much told everything on us. But yes, like you said, I am retired Air Force and I still work as a civil servant for the Air Force. And we've been doing this mission work with one income since Joel's been staying at home doing being a stay-at-home mom, doing a great job with that. And we were looking for other ways to increase and get more income flow so we could help out more. It's you want to be able to bless people and help people. It kind of takes money to be
Hmm.
able to do that.
Yep.
So we were looking for different streams. As you mentioned, we tried some low ticket stuff that just did not work out at all. We got in and they were like, go for it. And go for what? There was no instruction, there was no teaching, nothing like that. But we do have two beautiful children. Madeline's 22, and she's married to her high school sweetheart, and they live close by, so we're still in touch with them very often.
Awesome.
And our son is 16 years old, going on 50, I think. Oh no, that's me. I think that's yeah. Uh, but yeah, that's the quick bit about us, and I'll let you
Yeah,
jump in.
so I had to come out of the medical field. I was in the dental field, and I had to come out because our son Mason was diagnosed with severe asthma at 6 years old, and I didn't want to just slap him with inhalers and steroids. I wanted to go the Lord's way, do the natural way, plants and different things, homeopathy, and heal the root of the problem. So he was pretty sickly, and it was induced by food allergies, environmental, but mainly food. So I made it my mission to, get him well through the Lord's direction and wisdom. And so there was no way that he could stay in school because he would have been at the office all day. But then again, they wouldn't have gave him anything because everything was natural. So
Right.
I homeschooled him for 8 years. And once he's in 11th grade now, but once he hit ninth grade, that's when we decided to put him back into a good Christian school. So since then, and all throughout the years, we've been involved in ministry. We've served in every capacity you can think of, including pastors. But we're back to being praise and worship leaders, which is really our love and our favorite. And so we hope to stay there. So that's a little bit more of a background about us.
That just speaks to me on so many levels. Like my daughter's married to her high school sweetheart. I'm
Oh,
all about impact, all about mission work, and I homeschooled my kids and had to and then put them back into school. Like you guys it just speaks to me on so many levels. So I'm so
Wow.
that's
yeah.
awesome.
And how did you guys start? Like what led you to Uganda in the first place?
Every once in a while, we'll get on Facebook and do like an acoustic setup of praise and worship. And so we met this young man named Steven, and normally an American's first response is to block. I mean, I admit it. I block a lot of people because you know what the next thing's coming is. They're going to ask for money or, but this young man never did. And I heard the Lord whisper to me and say, don't block this young man. So I didn't. And he didn't ask for money. Just this friendship blossomed and he started telling us about his life. And he's in his 20s, but he grew up as a street child on the streets of Uganda. Somehow he survived it. The rate of child trafficking and organ harvesting over there is incredibly high. So children that are, left to the streets, either their parents died or somehow they escaped sex trafficking. They're at a very high rate to be pulled back into it. So the friendship blossomed, and Stephen had to register a dead year in college. He lost his job when COVID hit, and we were kind of talking to each other, what would it look like to put him through college and let him finish college and get his certificate. Over there, getting a certificate is only the first step. So we did, and he was the first out of all of his siblings to graduate. He has a bunch of siblings. They're half siblings. His father's a witch doctor, and his mother was killed when he was very little. So, um, anyway, yeah, so now he's at a university getting his degree of divinity, but it's 6 hours, there and 6 hours back. And he just has a heart for not only evangelism, but rescuing these babies and children because he lived it and he walked it, right? So his wife Mary, she carries the same vision. So it's a beautiful thing, and we actually helped them get married as well because over there, Stephen's very poor, but over there it's very much like Old Testament. Her mother is saved, but her father is not. Her father divorced her mother a long time ago, put her away, and left her with the siblings to take care of. But so we were dealing with this unsaved man, but you have to come up with a lot of dowry over there.
Yeah.
And a lot of them play games. Okay, well, you got me 3 cows. Well, now I want 10 more. I want 5 goats. So anyway, yeah. Um, and Mary and Stephen, they were just so much in love and saving themselves for each other. And like years went by. So we were like, we got to make this happen for these kids. So we did that as well. They've had their first baby. Mary had a miscarriage with the first one, but they've had their first actual baby boy, and they've named him Joell. So Joel means God is Jehovah. Jehovah is God. Joel Nathan. And I don't know, it's kind of surreal stepping back from the picture and, because Stephen and Mary, they're like our children, so, and that's what he calls us, mom and dad. So it's kind of surreal just stepping back from the picture. And he's like, Mom, you don't realize how much you've affected, our nation over here. Like everyone knows of your name. They know that, I have a mother and a father from the USA, but and these people that are seeing this over there, they can't deny it's God,
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so that's how we came into this. And Stephen takes these babies and children in, but like you said, they're spread across different villages with older widows. This is our dog right here. She's trying to get up in Jim's lap.
I love
Um,
it.
yeah. So they're spread out right now, so that the older widows can look after them. So Goshen Rescue Home exists, but that's how it's existing right now. And so we would love to build, the actual entity and bring them all under one roof.
Yep.
Just the miles and the distance that Stephen has to travel, just to get to all of them. There's 19 of them, just to make sure that they're okay, to make sure, they have food. And, this is the poorest of the poor. They're in dirt huts. A lot of them sleep on the dirt floors. Bed mats had to be thrown out because they're infested with bed bugs and lice. So, we still need help with people giving just to try to help take care of their daily needs because that's what we were doing, right, with our own money. And a lot of our money goes to medical bills to keep them alive because over there, you've constantly got dysentery, typhoid fever, malaria, all the things going on. And when you have that many of them, somebody's constantly getting hit. So we've taken every penny of high ticket money and we're putting it towards this project when at the same time we still are using our own money to try to take care of their basic needs. So Yeah.
Oh, wow, wow. Wow, I just like such a blessing, but also such a responsibility, right?
Yeah.
Just
Right.
like I mean, 19 little kids, that's a lot of little kids,
It
and
is.
to have all of their needs have to be taken care of. Wow, it's amazing,
You know,
amazing. God is just
and the
blessing.
things, yeah, the things that we take for granted, food,
Yeah.
water,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
clean water, a place to sleep, like Joel
Place to
said.
sleep.
I mean, that's
Absolutely. Like
And
we don't ever wonder where our kids are going to sleep, like if they're going to sleep on a bed or,
yeah.
right,
so
right.
wow.
We complain whether it's too hot or too cold,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Exactly,
adjust the
exactly.
temperature.
That's
Yeah,
right.
and there's a lot of times that they have to go without meals or skip a meal because there's just not enough money to stretch to make it go around. So if they can get one meal in a day, that's great. If they can get two in a day, that's excellent. We have a little one. She was dumped, off to Steven, and he didn't know how sickly she was until she got very sick and had to go to the hospital. But she has sickle cell anemia. And the diet's very poor over there. So there's times when she'll go down, and when she gets sick, she gets really sick. And if she doesn't get medical attention, which requires blood transfusions, she's gonna
Oh,
die.
yeah.
She's come to that point a few times, and I wish it was easy to where we could just go over and bring her back, but it doesn't work that way. So
That's
yeah.
right. Yeah. So I want to get to how people can like give. I'm going to get there, but I want to touch on the high ticket stuff for a minute because that's another way. Like that's what I am just really passionate about sharing is that you know what, when we all have more income, we can help more, in more ways. And so to me, it's so exciting to think of having a business model that people can plug into and start making extra income and then doing more of this type of work. And that's that just lights me up. It just sets my
Yeah.
heart. So, so I will come back to how people can actually give. But in the meantime, how did you get started in high ticket?
We were involved in a few low ticket things, and as Jim said, we fell flat on our faces. There was no training. And our coach and mentor that we came in through, we knew her for many years through ministry. And I stalked her literally for a year, and had to get the guts up to ask Jim, like, hey, can you look at this? Like, do you think we could do this? So, yeah, and I had a blogging business, which I let that go. I worked on it really hard for 6 months and started getting some traction on it. And then my sweet older widow friend got sick, and she was given like 7 to 10 days, but she hung on for 3 months. So I helped take care of her literally at like around the clock. I would give up, 3 full days of my time, days and nights, and go over there and swap out with her kids and everything. So the blogging business, I had to just put it to the side. And after 3 months, by the time I got back to it, I was just like, you know what, God,
Yeah.
I so don't want to do all this work again. Like it took me so much to get here and such hard work. And I was like, I'm not really making any money, and of course I hear the Lord say, like, well, hello, you've been praying and asking me for a long time, like you need to call Heather. So I finally presented him with the information, and what did you say?
No.
Typical man, right?
Yeah.
Did I keep a straight face when I said that? No. Yeah, and I think men, and the more we talk to couples and everything, I think men are very, I don't know, standoffish to things like this. We
Yep.
want to pick them apart. We know better, right? So we
Yep.
know there's no way this is real. We
Correct.
can pick it apart, and we can. So I came with my list. We sat down and we watched a master class, right?
Yes.
And I came with my list. And guess what? Check, check,
Uh-huh.
check. It answered them all. It answered them all. We talked to Heather for a little bit, our coach, and yeah, we both saw the vision right away, and we
Mm,
saw that this was the way we were going to fund Goshen
that's
and move forward.
yes,
Yeah.
that's so cool. I love it. I love it. And so, like, what were some of the boxes that you checked? How did you know it was going to fit into your goals?
See, that's a good question. Well, first of all, we found out quickly that we weren't going to be alone,
Ah,
right? And something we both love about this whole thing is it's community. It's family.
Hmm.
You know, and our team specifically that we're working under is it's believers. I mean, just a wonderful group of true believers, and it's not a competition thing. It's not, we're all here to help each other, you
Amen.
know, and that's the one thing I know we've noticed right from the bat is just the love and camaraderie with everybody. You know, we haven't felt alone once.
Oh, that's
And yeah, and for folks to step up and help you, I mean, literally help you with your first 20 sales or
Yeah.
yeah,
however many sales, you know, we're
yes,
beyond that and it's still going on, you know, so
Yeah.
that's
it's
fantastic.
amazing.
So for me, it was right off the bat, you know, everything that seems too good to be true. You know, 4 figures per sale. There's
Right.
no deranking, no starting over. You can get legacy pay for life. You know, the legacy pay is willable to your child. So is the business. It's a 50-year-old company. Just all the great things. And then when you watch the master class and see the products, you're like, is this for real?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
Oh,
what did
yeah.
it for me.
So basically it was just the complete package. Like everything was there. Everything was there and you could just
Yeah, and
and
then I do have to say the the training and the mentoring and the coaching, it's matched to none. We have top notch, our leaders are highly sought after in the network marketing industry.
yes.
And so, you get the cream of the crop when you come into this, and all you have to do is just plug in. They've created this amazing blueprint, right? Because they were the pioneers and they know what works and what doesn't, and all you have to do is plug in. So if you're serious and come in and put your head down and get to work, it's basically fail proof.
Absolutely. What would you tell someone if someone was listening and their husband or spouse, because sometimes women can be hard too, right? Is like, no, no, forget it. But the other one is like, no, I know this is the thing. I know this is where I want to go. What would you tell someone? How would you tell them to react to their spouse, or what would you have any wisdom for them?
Well, just give in and make your significant other happy. No, I'm only kidding. No, you know, pray about it. Put it this way, you never see change without change,
Yeah.
right? You can't get anywhere without taking a step.
Yeah.
So you have to. I'm saying you have to, right? I'm sure throwing this out there. You have to at least sit down and get the information. You know, be willing to watch the information, take it in, pray about it. You know, see if it's a fit. Maybe it's not a fit for you. It may not be a fit for everybody, right?
That's true.
So, but you don't know unless you watch the information and look into it. You know, we're talking a lot about money, right?
Hmm.
Um, we're not talking prosperity gospel. We're not trying to, boost everything up, but we said it from the beginning to be able to bless other people, it takes money,
Hmm.
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
And I don't see too many coins coming out of fish mouths nowadays,
Right.
right?
Right.
So God uses people
Hmm.
to help other people,
Absolutely.
right? And
Yeah.
we want to bless other people, and this is the avenue. I'm telling you what, no matter what your goals are, what you want to do, it's amazing. It's amazing what we've seen happen. And I'll tell you, I'll be honest with you, even coming into it, there's still that little bit of doubt,
Of course.
right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
And but what we've seen happen is just it's wonderful. As you mentioned earlier, we've purchased land in Uganda.
Hmm.
It's
We've
fantastic.
purchased land, getting ready to put a well out there.
It's
I mean, it's just
amazing. That's absolutely amazing. And
yes.
Yeah.
and what would you say that like is that your biggest win? What would be your biggest win in this business so far?
Um, yeah,
Well,
I would say probably, purchasing the land, knowing that you have the land where you can get your vision and your project started. Um, and the well too, because, water is it's a very critical thing over there. A lot of times they're getting their water from the swamp and they get sick because it's full of bacteria. Even boiling that stuff, you're not gonna kill all that stuff that's in there. So um
we had
yeah.
we had a situation where the water was poisoned on
Yeah,
purpose.
the whole entire camp got sick, and after they all started going down one by one, like dominoes, and then after we lost two, That was it. So, we came up with money to get all of them treated. Um, yeah. So, yeah, it was an older man in a village. He got ticked off because the little ones were begging him for food because they were hungry. And, he admitted to it. The culture over there is very different. And he said, I'm tired of them, begging me and, let's just put an end to it anyway. Like, they're starving. So, and in that culture, they have elders like within the village, and they come to this man and they sit him down and they have a talk. But yeah, yeah. So things are very different over there, and the majority of them are Muslim, unless they're Christian. So just the way they handle things and their perspective and their outlook is very different. So.
Yeah.
Wow, wow, wow. So what are your goals for 2025 in your business and also in your rescue and your mission stuff?
Our business, it's on fire. The Lord is bringing us just all kinds of people that really we've never thought of or that were on our radar. But we end up having to knowing them through ministry. So it's kind of wild. Like we were on a training on Sunday and I looked up and I was looking at the faces and I'm like, we know every single one of these people through ministry throughout the years.
Yeah.
So it just kind of hit me. But to train them up so that they can be phenomenal leaders, business wise, and just, keep godly wisdom and integrity and morals intact. But as far as Goshen Rescue Home, just to keep plowing forth and keep moving along right along in the project. Because next, we want to build an orphanage school and then come up with a trade for the widows. So their schooling is very different over there. Conditions aren't good. Education's not good unless you're going to pay for private schooling, which is very expensive over there. So,
Yeah. Wow, I'm so excited. And I don't want to keep you like too long. I know you guys are busy. I could probably talk
No,
to you
you're
today,
great.
you're
but
fine.
can you share with everyone the how people can actually find your rescue home, how they can give, like all of that stuff? Because I definitely want that to go out, right? The
Sure, yeah. So you can on Facebook, you can go to Goshen Rescue Home. It's a Facebook page. Again, we're not backed by an organization or a church, so we're in the middle of building our own website and getting all the logistics behind the scenes set up. So yeah, you can do that. And if you want to give, you can reach out to us. There's a few different pin posts on Goshen Rescue Home Facebook page that will kind of tell you how to give, but normally people will reach out to us. It's very hard to get money there to them. You can use SendWave app, which a lot of people don't like to use because they're not familiar with it. We've been using it for years and haven't had a problem with it. They've been great. So if people want to give, and you can give through Western Union, which that makes it harder because they have to go to the location and get it and all those things. But other than that, people can you can use any avenue because we have apps on our phone. And what we do is we put it directly into our bank account, and then our SendWave app is connected to our bank account. We send it over immediately. But once we get the website up and going, there'll be other better ways on how to give. But people are apprehensive about SendWave just because they're not familiar with it.
Yeah. And guess what? If you send $100 goes. If you
oh,
send
Yeah,
$10,
yeah.
$10 goes. We're not trying to make a living off of
No,
this. We're not trying to make money. My job still pays me, believe it or not. We make a good living for ourselves.
yes.
This is all about blessing others. So it's
Yeah.
amazing.
And that is why God is blessing so much is because of your hearts, right? Your hearts are just so in the right place. And I wish I could just get over there and hug you guys and help you do this stuff. But unfortunately, we do live in different countries, so it's a little bit of a challenge. But I will be praying for
Yes.
you guys for sure,
thank
for
you.
sure, for sure. And
Awesome.
I will. This video is going to go out on YouTube, on my YouTube channel. It's going to go on Facebook, and so again, your mission is just going to go out, right? The more people that hear this, the more people are going to be able to share it, and just God is just going to do amazing things with it, like He already is, right? That's what He does.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Yes, he
If
is.
you had one piece of advice that you would leave with someone who, wants to do something bigger with their life, have a business, make an impact, do all the things, what would you tell them?
Take that step.
Jump.
Yeah, jump.
If
Take
I
that.
could change one thing, it would be not to sit on the fence so long. But you know, I know your timer's going to go out. So many people they don't even have dreams or visions because they get stuck in the daily grind to grind every day. You know, work the same pattern every day, so they don't even really stop and think. A lot of people, you ask them like they have no idea. Like, you know, but somebody who's thinking about it, I would say jump. If I
Yeah.
could change one thing, it would be that I wish I would have jumped in sooner.
And you know, and we've talked about the money side of things. We didn't even talk about the products.
Right, we
Yeah.
didn't. We
The
didn't.
products can be a whole different
Yeah.
conversation and a whole nother time maybe. But
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely. I would totally do that with you guys for sure. For
yeah,
sure.
they are just amazing as well.
Yeah, we have a lot of amazing testimonies within our family.
Really? Oh man, I would so love to hear that. But yeah, we'll do that again. We'll do that again.
Yes,
Absolutely.
definitely.
You know what I was going to say to you, Joelle, is like people don't have a vision. What does the Bible tell us? The Bible says a man without a vision will perish, right? And
People
again,
perish.
I believe that if people had hope, had a vision, had a purpose, we'd live in a much different world. You know, they would treat themselves different. They would treat their families different because they
Yeah,
would
for
know
sure.
that there's a reason for it all, right? So yeah, I love that. Love that. Love that. Okay, guys. Well, thank you so much. God bless you both. And I know we will talk again.
Yes, we
Absolutely.
will.
Thank
Thank you for
you.
having us.
Okay. God bless you guys.
All right. Bye-bye.